u/repulsive ad 1163 asked Reddit, what previously luxurious thing is now considered normal?
Welcome to
AutoGen Labs.
Daily Reddit content.
By robots.
For the internet.
Cold drinks and fresh fruit everywhere and always.
Cell phones.
Flat screen TV.
Salt, sugar, coffee, chocolate, cinnamon, lots of other spices.
An indoor toilet.
Running water. I live in a rural part of Alaska in the summer. It is still a luxury there.
Power windows in a car.
Purple clothes. Anything. Kings 200 years ago couldn't pay for a cheeseburger of the equal quality that you can get in just 5 minutes. They couldn't get a house built this quick with just have hot water to bathe with. Was thinking about this last night in bed with the most Kingshead and came to the conclusion that we are living lives better than around 90% of people that have ever existed.
During the reign of Napoleon Roman III, at state dinners the usual guests only got knives and forks made of silver and gold. The real mark of special honour went to the guest whose table utensils were made of aluminium. Link?
Sanitary napkins.
Laptops.
Today's produce is crazy luxury. You are telling me that in Ontario, Canada, I can get perfectly ripe bananas in January. Insanity.
Being able to wake up off your luxurious bed and take a hot shower with soap, basically unlimited water, and then being able to brush your teeth with an electric brush and toothpaste. Look at the TV and phone to see world news and the weather forecast is. Pick an outfit from your large supply of clothes, put on makeup to look good if you're into that. Then go to the kitchen to have a supply of food and have a 1,000 calorie breakfast. Then go to your motor-powered industrialized hunk of metal and drive 10 miles to your workplace and work 9 minutes 5, then come home and cook a nice dinner, watch TV, maybe work out a little and talk with your friends and family and find a new hobby. Then go back to sleep and start again. Basically, the ordinary life of most people in the Western world would be a dream for most people before the Industrial Revolution.
Ready available food and water.
Agatha Christie once said, I never thought I would ever be so poor that I would not have servants, or so rich that I would own a car.
Pineapple.
Going out to eat/delivery.
Eyeliners.
Vanilla. It's the second most expensive spice by weight even today, but for some reason it's associated with bland or mundane flavour. Go figure.
Spices.
Walk into any supermarket and take a stroll. Wars were fought. Civilizations toppled, and entire peoples wiped from the face of the earth for half of what's in there.
Owning a TV.
Internet.
Island in a kitchen.
Car backup cameras.
Plastic surgery.
Keeping your teeth.
Indoor plumbing.
Electricity.
That's
Eating meat every day. My grandfather was born during WW2 and he told me that he only ate meat once a week when he was a kid. I can't speak for other countries, but in the French countryside that was considered a luxury post WW2.
Comes back in 2025. Ace.
On the flip side, what previously normal thing is now considered luxurious, i.e. a mechanical watch.
Remote start.
Salt.
Chocolate used to be a big luxury. The reason Quality Street is as big as it is in the UK is because they offered an affordable price for chocolate.
Being literate.
Neat.
Microwaves.
Plumbing.
Ice.
Air conditioning.
Cars.
Soap.
Music, seriously. Centuries ago, listening to a classical piece, like Mozart, was only reserved for the royalty and rich people. And even for them, it was a lifetime experience, as they couldn't experience it as often as we now do.
Internet.
Earning a home trade to many nations.
Power windows.
Travelling abroad.
Showering.
Almost everything we use in a daily life, average people today are richer than some king and emperor of the past. Just with the cheap cell phone and internet, you have access to more books than anybody in human history before 1990, without even mentioning what other thing we can do with cell phone. Same for the clothes. Even a cheap shirt will be a luxury for a Roman emperor just because of some quality of the material, flexibility and comfort, for example. Same for almost any object you use on a daily basis.
Internet.
Mac and cheese. It used to be considered a dish for the wealthy.
Aluminum.
Disinfectant wipes/flushable wipes.
Pineapples used to be seen as luxurious and could cost as much as $8,000. Some people rented pineapples for parties to show off their wealth. Link.
Cocaine.
Splendor-free toilet paper.
Watching TV.
Sugar.
Indoor plumbing.
Food in general.
Having a phone.
Television.
Push to start in cars.
Investing.
Gaming console or PC because everyone owns them now.
Pepper.
Cars.
Pineapple.
A travel.
Flat screen TVS. Or just big TV in general.
Cosmetics.
Convenience. Smartphones.
Cars.
Travel.
Not thinking about that happens to your waist when you flush.
Shoes.
A second car. Christ, I remember my parents getting a second car and being the envy of the neighbours. Years later we have 4 cars, 6 when the kids of the house are staying with us. Won't be long before the dog has her own run around.
Solve.
Infotainment systems in cars.
iPhones.
I'm always amused by Let There Be Love where Nat King Cole sings about chili con carne like it's some sort of special luxury item on a par with champagne mentioned in the same verse. I suppose it maybe was when the song was written.
Meat in the frequency we consume it. Poor people usually had either no meat in their diet or rarely whenever they slaughtered one of their farm animals.
Long-distance phone calls.
Color television.
Sleeping in a bed. Sleeping in * your own * bed or bed shared by one other person. Basic education. In ye olden times, there were even kings who couldn't read.
Normal clothes. I live in the post-USSR and earlier it was so difficult to buy clothes there.
Most of the food we have access to, as well as the sheer variety.
Most fruit would have been impossible to get even less than 100 years ago.
Pepper and spices in general used to be worth more than their weight in gold.
Purple dye. Used to be so hard to get it was associated with royalty.
Fruit. There was a time when you would only get to try foods like that a few times a year, usually around the holidays. Today, you can go to the store and buy some whenever.
Ice. Air conditioning. An internet connection. Cars. Air travel. Home computers. Delivery service. A home with more than one room. Wands. Refined sugar. White bread. Wine. Silverware. Wet wipes. Owning the land you live on. Color television. 3D printers. Semi-automatic firearms. Matchmaking services. Eating a banana in January beat basically everything. Like 90% of all things.
The internet, I didn't grow up with it, or rather we didn't grow up with it, in my family anyway. I am 35, my family didn't have the internet until 2001, so all the schoolwork I did at the library, and mostly through hardcover or softcover books or physical magazines. I live in a rural area, and the internet was not widely available till the early 2000s here.
Color TV/C.
TVS.
Indoor plumbing.
Mate.
Big TVS. I remember being a kid and we had a maybe 30 TV with dials to change the channel and volume, but we had an aunt that had a monster big screen TV and it was so cool. I always wanted to hook the Super NES up to it, but she wouldn't let us. These days I think it's funny when people use the phrase flat screen TV when describing a TV as though it would be anything different.
Big screen TVS.
Flying.
Flying.
Having the internet.
Screens in color.
A GPS. I was so excited when I got a Garmin and no longer had to print out directions from MapQuest. And now I rely on my phone.
Pineapples.
Siblings having their own bedroom and more than one bathroom in a home.
Pearls. Prior to the invention of fawn pearls, the oysters had to be discovered and plucked from the wild, and very few of those had a pearl inside, making them uncommon. Finding a matching set, especially a complete necklace's worth, was challenging, time-consuming, and consequently an exceptional luxury due to their rarity. Now that oysters can be farmed, it is also possible to ensure that many pearls may be collected by purposefully planting an irritant as a seed. Additionally, automated grading lowers the labour and time expenditures for locating match sets.
Pineapples. Back in the day you could rent a pineapple to show off at your dinner banquet, but they were too expensive for the average person to purchase. Today they are available in every supermarket and relatively cheap.
How are windows and air conditioning in a car? Colour TV. My parents didn't have one until the 1970s. Before that it was 19 black and white televisions.
A single-income household that owns a home, a car, and can go on yearly family vacations.
Really nice kitchens. You can hardly sell a house in some neighbourhoods if the kitchen is more than 10 years old.
Japanese seem to be amazed at how abundant melons are outside of Japan. It's like they are luxury over there.
Food. A roof that doesn't leak. Having a room you don't share with anyone you are importing.
Fresh fruit and veg in the winter. Owning a television, computer or radio. Central heat, air conditioning, only more than one pair of shoes.
Sugar, meat, chocolate, /C, heated showers at the shower head.
Having avocados.
Computers.
A fully stocked spice cabinet. Entire countries have been wiped off the face of the earth in search of spices.
Spices.
Pretty much everything was at one point considered a luxury, but more recently I'd say a home computer, cell phone, Flat screen TV.
Cars in India at least.
Chimp. Pineapple.
Travelling by air.
Anything related to technology. Mobile phones, batteries, touchscreens, airplanes, etc.
Power windows.
Living past 35.
Heating systems.
AC in your car.
Pineapples. A long time ago people would pay just to rent one to look nice for a bit.
Fly anywhere.
Cars. All large household appliances. Running water come to mind first.
Beep. Back in my day we had to go out in the forest and find it halfway buried under a tree. Now people have all the beep in their pocket.
Virtually everything. One of the unusual things about the current era is that luxuries are commonplace. For most of human history, people's lives change very, very little, except for the ultra-wealthy. In the modern era, things that are new and exciting are accessible to the average person, so nearly everything that was at one time considered luxurious eventually becomes commonplace. Examples include clean water, indoor plumbing, air conditioning, refrigeration, electric lighting, cell phones, cars, computers, tablets, any factory-made goods, a large selection of clothing and noise-cancelling headphones. Nearly all of these were considered luxury items at some point in the last 100 years. Many of them were considered luxury items in the last 20 years.
Thanks for watching. This has been an AutoGen Labs production. That means that this video was created by a robot out of content on Reddit. We show all account names and list them in the description to credit the Redditor community that makes our work possible. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. We post new videos every day. If you have any suggestions for videos you would like to see, please leave a comment. Our human department for public relations reads all of them, or won't be let out of their cages again. Goodbye.